Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson denying new claims that he wrote lewd and disturbing comments online. What he's blaming for the posts and reaction from both sides of the political aisle. Then a first look tonight at new projected salaries for staff at Durham Public Schools.
Summer lovers have something to be happy about. How much warmer our weekend is trending and when rain chances finally go down.
And it's a new era in Raleigh. PNC Arena officially the Lenovo Center. What's behind the new signage and what other changes are coming next? More response is pouring in tonight after CNN dropped a report claiming North Carolina Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson made offensive comments on a pornography website. Thanks for joining us at 7 o'clock. I'm Ashley Rowe.
And I'm Dan Haggerty. So we are going to walk you through some of that report. We'll talk about the reaction and how Robinson is responding. WRAL's Aaron Thomas is following this story for us live tonight, joining us in Apex.
Aaron, Robinson recently spoke about this. We have also been hearing from lawmakers and other insiders on both sides of the political aisle.
Yeah, we have, Ashley. In fact, I actually just been speaking with several voters here. One Republican voter that I spoke here in downtown Apex says that these alleged comments are highly concerning. It was important for us to just kind of scope around Wake County here. We want to hear from some of the voters because they will likely be impacted in the event that Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson resigns from this race. Now, the lieutenant governor appeared on CNN, even posting to X, what's formerly known as Twitter, denying these allegations made against him. He says that he plans to stay in this race against Democratic candidate Attorney General Josh Stein. This report claims that Robinson posted frequently to the website Nude Africa, allegedly referring to himself as a black Nazi, and even wrote to be in favor of slavery. That's according to CNN. He's under pressure from some Republicans to withdraw from the gubernatorial race. The deadline is midnight tonight. Here's Mark Robinson on CNN responding to the claims and his plans to continue his run for North Carolina's governor.
Look, I'm not going to get into the minutia of how somebody manufactured these salacious tabloid lies. What I can tell you is this. Again, these are not my words. This is simply tabloid trash being used as a distraction from the substantive issues that the people of this state are facing. We have addressed it. We have said it's not true. And we wish we could move on and get busy with the business of the people of the state.
So as you can imagine, a lot of people are waiting and watching to see if he drops out of this race. Ahead on our late news, we're going to be diving a little bit deeper and finding out how state Republicans could move forward and replacing Robinson and who they would want for their nominee. Aaron Thomas, WRAL News, live in Apex.
And we continue our coverage for the WRAL Live Center. This is Brian Schrader. We have been tracking reaction all afternoon to those allegations. We are hearing from Representative Wiley Nickel, who represents much of Wake County in Congress in the 13th District, saying about Robinson, this man hates, and the NCGOP has stood by him all this time. He says it is shameful. Of course, we have been reaching out to Republicans as well today. Earlier this afternoon, a reporter with Fox News caught up with North Carolina Senator Ted Budd, a Republican, as he was heading into the Capitol to get his reaction to the reports.
You concerned about what they're saying about Robinson back home?
Yeah, we don't have any facts yet. Allegations are true, concerning, but we don't have any facts. So we're just going to wait through the weekend and kind of get everything together.
Do you lose time by waiting through the weekend?
Well, we've got 45-ish days. So, again, we want to get all our facts. Thank you. Thank you.
And of course, national attention is on North Carolina with the presidential race being as close as the polls indicate. We asked the Trump campaign for their response to it, and a spokeswoman said that President Trump's campaign is focused on winning the White House and saving this country, saying in part that we will not take our eye off the ball.
Okay, Brian. Right now, the debate is back on over employee pay in Durham Public Schools. A special meeting is underway right now focused on classified staff. That includes maintenance staff, therapists, and more. WRAL's Carly Haynes is live at that meeting tonight. Carly, this was a big issue last year. Many of us remember the protests and even school closures all over this as a result.
And many of the people who participated in those protests are here tonight. That special meeting just started through these doors just about 30 minutes ago, and the board is expected to take a vote on what classified staff pay is going to be this school year. We did see a few dozen people here today waiting to see what the outcome of this meeting is going to be. Errors over pay for these staff members led to protests like this last school year. So as a patch fix, the board gave all classified staff a flat 11% raise. Tonight's proposed pay pay schedule keeps that raise or gives some positions an even higher one, if it brings them to the reclassification rate, everyone will also get a 3% state raise. But some of these staff members we spoke with today are not satisfied with the proposed salaries for some of these positions.
We get bits of hope with information of the county's giving more money or we're going to move toward market rate, and it's presented as one thing in the meeting, and then the information that we see online or what we hear at the next meeting doesn't all reflect what we heard previously.
Years of experience would also be factored into these proposed salaries, which is something staff members had been pushing for. School in Durham County Public Schools just started more than 3.5 weeks ago, and this is the closest classified staff members have been to seeing what their pay could be this school year. Carly Haynes, WRAL News, live in Durham.
Boy, we can't seem to shake the rain, can we? Meteorologist Kat Campbell joining us now with how things time out tonight and into tomorrow.
I don't think that we're going to see all the showers and storms linger tonight like what we saw last night. Things are fading on the radar this afternoon, and we expected this all to settle down as we got close to sunset. That appears to be the case. Very little left around Wake County now. Good news, we dry out with just a 20% chance of rain later tonight, and I think you'll be off to a dry start tomorrow morning. There could be some fog again as you head out the door, so keep that in mind. By tomorrow afternoon, we're up to a 30% chance of an isolated storm, and then over the weekend, that chance continues to go down, just a 20% chance Saturday and Sunday. The good news is rain chances are going down this weekend, but temperatures are going up just in time for the start of fall. It's going to be feeling more like summer. I'll have a closer look at your weekend forecast and planner coming up.
Thank you, Kat. It has been a busy day in the news, so let's get you caught up. Here are 5 things you should know right now. Students at UNC Chapel Hill were cleaning up after pro-Palestinian protests on campus today. UNC police say about 150 people were involved in this protest, going inside of buildings and disrupting class. Police also say there was a significant damage because of vandalism. In a statement, the chair of the Board of Governors called for an investigation into the vandalism. Wake County Schools meets again tonight to discuss plans to move students to different schools next fall. A virtual information session about the plan starts at 7:30 in about, 20 minutes. This meeting will be a general overview of the plan. A final draft will be reviewed during a work session on November 12th. No danger at East Garner Magnet Middle today. That's the good news. A student reportedly told a teacher about a gun in a backpack. As a precaution, the school went on a code red lockdown just before 2. They searched the student's backpack. No weapon was found. Some big changes could be on the way for the North Carolina Courage. A report from Sportico shows the former owner of the Milwaukee Bucks is looking to buy a controlling stake in the team. It's worth about $108 million, a 60% stake. No timeline yet on this possible sale. And Durham leaders discussed the possibility of a new convention center today. The estimated cost for the new build and the hotel is $540 million. A study says while the current facility is outperforming similar-sized venues, there isn't much opportunity to expand.
A lot of development happening in Durham, though. We're getting a look at this. How about this? The vision of this is the property that was the old Durham Police headquarters and the surrounding land. They've been talking about what to do with this for some time. Developers now sharing these renderings with WRAL. This new project would renovate the current building into a boutique hotel. But there's more than just that. WRAL's Destiny Patterson gives us a closer look.
A fence is wrapped around the old Durham Police headquarters. From here, you can see the rust and broken windows. But developers and community members haven't given up on it. In fact, they call it a beacon of hope. Designed in 1956 by George Milton Small Jr., this once award-winning building is now surrounded by overgrown grass and graffiti.
It's an eyesore, right?
The inside isn't in much better shape, but James Montague with F7 International Development still recognizes its beauty.
It's cool to look at something that's 80 years old and incorporate it into a brand new building.
He's working with the People's Corporation to create shopping and lab spaces around the building.
Durham is so much cultural significance. We've got to have art here.
Plus an art museum, offices, and at least 92 affordable housing units. Donahue Peoples III tells me, quote, We get a chance to take affordable housing, mix it alongside ultra Class A rentals, and create a diverse community from an income perspective. To me, that's a really unique opportunity.
This is where Montague says affordable housing units will go. This is something community groups have advocated for years, but they say that affordable housing is relative.
I see this as a affordable housing windfall.
We are looking at housing people that may not be able to afford some of the luxury apartments.
They want developers to include more affordable housing units. Montague says they're still working to see if that's a possibility.
Really showing that Durham is for all. It's not just for the rich, but it's for all.
Developers say they want to transform this more than 4 acres of land that's sat vacant for years.
You're not building for now, you're building for 20, 30 years down the road.
Destiny Patterson, WRAL News.
All right, so the arena in Raleigh has a new name, the Lenovo Center. You wonder how we get here? What's in a name? Up next, we look back at all the buildings' old names and how they connect to the community.
Also, Fayetteville wants a mascot for its solid waste service. Yeah, seriously. Turns out they're not the only ones, though. Why this strategy might actually do something.
Sustainable and eco-friendly.
It is a new era for the Carolina Hurricanes, and the arena where they play, now officially called the Lenovo Center. Crews unveiled the signs to back it up. Canes owner Tom Dundon wants this to kick off, really, a $1 billion sports and entertainment district. It'll also be home to NC State's men's basketball team. I get it, while it might seem like just a name, the companies that strike these stadium naming deals often have roots in the community, and that is certainly the case in Raleigh. This is actually the 4th name the arena has had in its 25-year history. So let's dig into the history and answer the question, how did we get here? When the arena first opened in October 1999, there was no corporate sponsor. Companies weren't ready to shell out millions if hockey didn't connect in the South. And so it was called the Raleigh Entertainment and Sports Arena, or the ESA. It stayed that way for years while potential sponsors waited for the Hurricanes to find their footing and a fan base.
I don't think it's a distraction for the players, and that's what really counts. As long as they can keep their attention focused on what they're doing night in, night out on the ice and win and make the playoffs, that's the most important thing.
Come 2002, they did just that.
Martin Gelina's overtime goal puts the Carolina Hurricanes in the Stanley Cup Finals for the first time in franchise history.
That September, RBC Centura paid $80 million for a 20-year naming rights deal. And in 2006, on the ice of the RBC Center,
the Carolina Hurricanes have won the Stanley Cup.
RBC created a foothold in the community, completing the downtown RBC Plaza on Fayetteville Street in 2008. But in 2011, PNC Bank bought RBC Centura. The plaza downtown changed names, and so did the arena. And in 2012, they changed hundreds of logos inside and out.
Even the cups. There were about 600 logos that they had to change. In all, it cost about $1 million.
Fast forward to this past August, the 20-year deal came to an end. Lenovo picked up the naming rights.
We're on the countdown to the unveiling of the Lenovo Center.
The company has been in the community for years, employing thousands at its facility in Morrisville. This new era begins with changing a sign, but it's just the first of many changes. A multi-million-dollar renovation is planned for the arena and the surrounding area, and you can bet Lenovo's logos will pop up there as well. And that's how we got here. You can see all the new logos for yourself next Friday. That's the first home game for the Hurricanes this preseason.
Nice look back. That was interesting. Kat Campbell joining me now, and we're talking about the weekend, which is nice.
It's almost Friday.
We're ready.
We're ready for the weekend. It's Friday Eve, and it doesn't look too bad this weekend. It's going to be pretty hot, so if you're a fan of summer, you're going to like this weekend forecast. Mid-80s for tomorrow, and that will come with a 30% chance an isolated thunderstorm possible, mainly during the afternoon. Just an early heads up, you may wake up to some fog again tomorrow morning. We're still in a pretty similar pattern. Saturday, a bit more sun, 86. We had bump up temperatures this weekend, 87 on Sunday. Previously, it looked like we would cool off a little bit Sunday into the 70s. That's been delayed a day into Monday, and that push of air just doesn't look quite as strong, so it looks very summer-like, even though fall officially starts on Sunday. Temperatures are going to be in the mid-60s Friday through, or I should say dew points are going to be in the mid-60s Friday through Sunday, and that means it's going to have that more humid, steamy, summer-like feel to the air. Out there right now, the dual Doppler 5000 radar finally quieting down today after getting a workout earlier. There was a lot of yellow, even some red on the map as we saw some tiny pockets of heavy rain through the afternoon. The good news is if you were trying to get in a walk tonight, temperatures are going to be in the upper 60s. It's still going to have that muggy feel, but only about a 20% chance of rain after sunset this evening. Over the next couple of days, I think that we're going to see more sun than what we saw out there today. At least we recovered and got to see some this afternoon. 77 in Durham and Raleigh right now. It's 76 degrees in Fayetteville. Looks like it's going to be a nicer weekend because of this. So previously, we actually had a swirl on the map, an area of low pressure in the upper levels of the atmosphere. What we've seen happen is that's actually started to kind of unravel and fall apart. Now it's just an open wave, and that opens the door. It makes it a lot easier for the jet stream to finally push all that energy out of here. And that will help to limit rain chances. It doesn't mean rain chances are zero, but they're going to be lower for the weekend. Clouds tomorrow morning, maybe some fog, and then during the afternoon, we start to see breaks in the clouds. These isolated afternoon thunderstorms are possible. Tomorrow, we should have a better chance of storms compared to today. Today, it was a lot of rain, but just rain, not really much thunder. As we look ahead to Saturday, some clouds early on, but plenty of sun for the afternoon. Saturday night, we're going to watch some of these storms in Virginia. Those could arrive here Saturday night. So over the next 7 days, we primarily have the 80s in the forecast for highs. We are expecting temperatures to dip into the 70s as we get into Monday. And that's our only day in the 70s. A lot of cloud cover out there. And then by the middle of next week, some isolated storm chances return to the forecast. Right now, we have them at 30%. Here's the thing with next week, though. We're probably going to see a tropical system develop in the Gulf of Mexico. We will have to watch that closely to see whether or not that could impact our local forecast.
All right, Kat, thank you.
What is the value in a mascot? Getting you hyped up is one thing. Well, Fayetteville want people to get excited and hyped up about trash. The contest to create their solid waste mascot in tonight's One Last Thing.
We have a traffic alert for you this weekend if you drive the Raleigh Beltline. The state DOT will demolish the old eastbound bridge over Hillsborough Street. Hillsborough Street at I-440 will be closed Friday night at 9 until 5 a.m. Monday. This all depends on the weather. Transportation leaders say to plan for detours and any traffic backups.
One last thing for you tonight. Mascots are fun, aren't they? They can be iconic in some cases. We have some great ones here in the Triangle. Ramses, of course, the Duke Blue Devil, Mr. and Mrs. Wolf. A mascot spurs enthusiasm, gets you pumped up, ignites action. And Fayetteville wants you to get excited about trash.
The City of Fayetteville's Solid Waste Division is holding a mascot contest. Students K through 12 can create their vision of a solid waste mascot to help us promote a sustainable and eco-friendly environment.
How about it? So they want students K through 12 to create a mascot, to draw it, design it, name it, and send it in. There's an entry form online where you can show your design and describe it in 1 to 3 sentences. The winner gets a $500 education scholarship. Not bad, right? A little weird. Not quite as weird as it sounds, though. Perhaps you just need a little bit of inspiration. How about these two guys from Laredo, Texas? This is Willie and Billy Boat. One's a recycling bin, one's a garbage can, and according to the website, they're cousins. Another city in Texas has Scout the Green Raccoon. I think we all know they should have went with Trash Panda, which is catchier, but I like it. I think it works. Or how about Dunk, the overly muscular recycling mascot for the NSA, which needs a recycling mascot for some reason. And also, why is he so cut? It kind of seems like a choice. In Nebraska, they have Garby, who looks haunting, a bit off. Which reminds me, don't forget, kids, sometimes a great mascot can be terrifying, just like the New Orleans Pelicans mascot, King Cake Baby. Good luck losing that image from your mind. Hopefully that did help spur a few ideas, though. Now, before I knew the contest was for kids only, I did come up with a little design on my own, inspired by my own life. I'm from West Virginia. I grew up playing in the creek. I had a rat tail as a kid. I drank like exclusively Yoo-Hoo for like 3 summers. So this is my mascot, Trashy. It's a guaranteed winner to me. Maybe a Halloween costume for some folks. Unfortunately, I'm too old. Doesn't seem fair, I know. But this is an important topic because we all make a lot of trash. According to the EPA, every American creates about 5 pounds of trash per day, and we need to care about that. Now look, if you're not much of an artist, don't worry, because right now we are in the middle of the NCDOT litter sweep. Right at this very moment, you can volunteer today, clean up in your community. Every year they collect millions of pounds of trash in our state. Think about that. The litter sweep lasts from now until September 28th. If you are interested, you can go ahead, sign up online, keep our beautiful state beautiful, and maybe come up with a design for a mascot. Now look, if you're on the fence with any of this and you're like, I kind of want to get involved, but it's a lot of work, that sort of thing, just think to yourself, what would Trashy do?
What would Trashy do with that rat tail? That was so nice.
It looked good.
Between Trashy and what was his name? King Cake Baby?
Yeah.
I'm guaranteed to have nightmares
That's
tonight.
nightmare fuel.
Thanks for making WRAL your choice for local news. Good luck sleeping tonight. Our next newscast is at 10 on Fox 50 and 11 on WRAL.
Good night, everybody.
Keep watching WRAL News over the air Channel 34 and Spectrum Channel 1257.